I want to be able to be available for all the tests, and if the coaches pick me, then I'll be doing everything I can to take my opportunity and try to get better each week.
How much money have you spent on this? A sport that is crying out for cash. How much have you wasted on this?
We know how to bounce back, and all that matters is what's going on in our circle, and I guess that's no different for them.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
DSPN, welcome back after a long weekend. Martin Devlin, Lachlan War. Tony Johnson from Sky Sport joining us on the show today, as he always does. It's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. We're going to be talking about Ireland. First Grand Slam test in Chicago, plus a little walk down memory lane. Tony's favourite Irish All Black memories. I got 3 of my own. I'd love you to share yours with us too in the comment section if you're listening across Rover, watching on Spotify video, Apple Podcasts, DSPN YouTube channel. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you're enjoying the content. If you can click that subscribe button on the DSPN YouTube channel, we are this close to 17,000 subscribers. It'd be great to get it in the next couple of days, and then on our way to 20,000 by the end of the year. Also, very exciting news this week. We announced a major sponsor who has jumped on board, and that is because of all the support that you have given us, and we hope that you will support our major sponsor too. That coming in the next couple of days. As well as that, Cam Roigard. Now, we spoke with Cam last week. This was part of the All Blacks presser before the team left for Chicago. So we'll bring that to you on the podcast today too. Thank you so much, as always, for every comment that you make. We read them all. We'll have another session of Mailbag coming on Friday. Time for a sermon. Netball New Zealand.
Marty Sermons, brought to you by WebWonks. Generate online leads with WebWonks. Doctors for your Google data.
We live in an amazing, amazing world, and it's wasted on the crappiest generation of just spoiled idiots.
Netball New Zealand, I quote, "It was always our intention to reinstate Dame Noeline." I still find this hilarious. I mean, that from the CEO, Jenny Wiley, over the weekend. I've got to say, it might just be the funniest line uttered by any New Zealander this year. Look, I like Jenny. She's smart, she's capable, she usually gets it right. But this time, the spin machine should have been switched off. This wasn't the moment for PR polish. This was the moment to front up, be honest, and admit what everyone in the country already knows. Netball New Zealand, you made a complete hash of this. You made a complete mess of this. You had no intention to reinstate Dame Noeline, because if that's the case, why did you stand her down? That just doesn't make sense. And how much money have you spent on this? A sport that is crying out for cash. How much have you wasted on this? Let's not sugarcoat it. This has been one of the biggest public sporting balls up we've seen in years. I would rate it alongside New Zealand Rugby losing the sub-hosting rights to the World Cup in 2003. And that was a colossal cock-up. In just 2 months, Netball New Zealand have managed to turn a respected, admired national sport into a punchline of administrative chaos. Everyone is belittling you. They didn't always intend to bring Dame Noeline Taurua back. They had to, because if they hadn't, netball in this country was finished. Fans would have walked away. Players might have followed. The damage would have been catastrophic. This wasn't a master plan. This is called a back down, pure and simple. And that's fine, because it was also the right thing to do. But please don't insult our intelligence by pretending it was all part of some grand strategy. Sometimes the best PR move is honesty. Just say it. Hey, look, we got it wrong. We misread the room. We really got it wrong. But you know what? We've now fixed it. See, New Zealanders respect that. What they don't respect is the self-congratulating, back-slapping spin that makes it sound like you saw this coming all along. Let's be clear. Netball New Zealand, you only did what you had to do because Dame Noeline is irreplaceable. She's the heart and soul of that team, and the public know it. The public love her. So yes, the sport has been saved, but it's time for some real accountability now. The board that presided over this fiasco has to do the decent thing and step aside. Dame Noeline is back. That's the good news. The best outcome, absolutely. But please, Netball New Zealand, stop pretending you meant it all along. Because that's a tui billboard. No one, and I mean no one in the country believes you. No one. Cam, how important winning those 2 games against Australia? Because it's been a season where we've looked as though we've got some momentum and then we get slapped by Argentina. the defeat in Wellington is obviously always going to hurt, isn't it? But then to win back-to-back against Australia, now you've got 4 more chances. So just sort of put a perspective on that for us.
Yeah, I think I guess the consistency has probably been something that we've struggled with, and I guess it's always hard when the setup of the rugby championship, when we're playing the same team twice back to back. You learn more probably when you lose. You dig a bit deeper than when you win, and we probably saw that with the South Africans. When we had a good performance in the rain, and then obviously they came back and changed their whole team pretty much, flipped it around, and changed their whole performance. So the nature of the Grand Slam coming up is that we're playing different teams, but if we want to achieve what we want to achieve, which is that Grand Slam, we've got no second chances. So we have to get better each week, and we have to perform each week. So it's like you say, it's an exciting challenge though. It's short and sharp. It's completely different to the Rugby Championship, where you'd have 2 games in a week off and whatnot. So it's I guess it's going to take the whole squad, the non-players, obviously all the management, all that sort of stuff, because there's no second chances, and if we want to achieve what we want to achieve, we're going to have to start really, really well, and that's with Ireland, because we've got 4 massive games and they're not going to get any easier. So.
That Ireland side, how wary of them are you, given the fact that there's a lot of talk that they're on the slide, that they don't have some of their players, their season's only just started? Does any of that make any difference to you at all?
Nah, not at all. There's lots of social media people that say that we're on the slide as well, and they like to say what they want, but then everyone was writing us off for that first South Africa test at Eden Park, and we know how to bounce back, and all that matters is what's going on in our circle, and I guess that's no different for them. There's all that media stuff talking about them in a negative way, but they'll know that that's all rubbish for them, and we know the same. It doesn't really matter until Saturday Arvo or whenever the game is. That I guess the challenge for them is that they haven't played for this, their campaign. They haven't played yet, so it'll be a massive week for them to build combinations and all that sort of stuff. But for us, we're not taking back this step. So.
You've got a head-to-head battle against another Kiwi sitting on their side as well. Have you played against him much?
Nah, I think I played against him last year when I was off the bench. I think he ended up playing maybe 70-odd minutes. So, played against him for 20 or 30 minutes. But, he's obviously a class player. His career sort of took off once he did make the move to go to Ireland. And he's probably someone that's, he's one of the best in the world at... and for a reason, he's a great player and he leads their team well, and he knows how to, I guess, create momentum for their team and, put, the opposition under pressure with his defensive reads and whatnot. So, he's someone that I'm excited to go up against. I love the pressure of the big games and going against the best in the world. This week will be no different.
One more question. Just as a fan, we love you playing, and we just think that you add so much to our team. I suppose... there's a real thing for you now to get consecutive games, because you've had a real stop-start. Last year, I remember you were fantastic against France. We didn't get to see you. You got injured again. So how important is that for you, that you personally can get onto the park 4 weekends in a row?
It's massive for myself. I guess I know a lot of people talk about me being injured and stuff. I'd like to think that I'm not someone that's susceptible to injuries, although people do talk about it. And I guess they have every right to talk about it, because I've been out for, I missed 4 games this year, 5 including 1 getting rested. But I want to be able to be available for all the tests, and if the coaches pick me, then I'll be doing everything I can to take my opportunity and try to get better each week. Like I said, I love the pressure moments, I love the pressure games, and if I can be available to play those, and I want to try, try to be the best in the world, then hopefully I can do that. So.
Awesome, mate. All the best.
Cheers,
damn good.
DSPN.